Hello, I am Norbert Vaassen, energy engineer, and today I will talk about my trip from Italy to the Netherlands, with the focus on energy. So, what did I see? Of course, I started from Italy, from Tuscany, where I am now also, and then I went to Switzerland, to Luxembourg, and other countries. Okay, first something about the charging stations for cars. In Italy there are already many of them. And there I have something to say, because in 2035, there's a deadline of the European Commission that says that thermal motors in normal cars cannot be sold anymore. That seems very far, but it is not so far if you consider how much there must still be done for such a strong objective. My first worry is that it takes so much longer to charge a car than put your tank full. For example, 30 minutes against 3 minutes to put your tank full. So that means that if you have, for example, in a normal tank station, you have four positions. Now with electric charging, you need, let's say, at least 20 positions to charge. Now, if we consider that for the fast charging of one car you need 50 kilowatt, then with 20 positions you have 1 megawatt. Now, with 1 megawatt or 1000 kilowatt, I can imagine that you need big cables along the highway. This megawatt must not arrive only to one charging station. No, because in Italy you have many stations, for example every 25 kilometer one. An idea of mine was, and I tried also to get attention for it, but I didn't manage to get that, is that you put there combined heat and power installations. That's a kind of a big thermal motor, it fills even a whole room, and it makes power in the form of electrical energy, but also a lot of heat. You can use this heat to heat the place in the winter, but this heat you can use also during the summer months with this process called absorption machine to cool the place. In this way you use the heat for many months, and also the heat which is in chemical form in the fuel, you use it in a complete way. The other advantage above the electricity is that these stations are along the highway, so it's not a problem to bring this to supply this fuel to these stations. But the main advantage is that you use about 90% of the chemical energy of the fuel in the form of electricity and heat or cooling. If you compare it with separate production of heating and cooling, like in a car where you use nearly only the mechanical energy of the fuel. Another advantage of these big plants, which are not mobile only on a car, but stationary in some building, is that you can also apply special technologies like, for example, biofuel systems or maybe fuel cell systems. So reassuming, I think that combined heat and power is a good alternative to bringing the electricity to these charging stations all along the highway. Then we went to Switzerland because I had to be there. I had worked there and lived for 10 years, and I bought there this car, this electric hybrid car, and there were some formalities to export it to Italy. So here you see some installations, combined solar and wind installations along the highway in the south of Switzerland, and they are useful not only there, because they integrate each other well. So if there's wind, there might be less sun, and vice versa. So that's a good combination. You will see it also later. Here in the breakfast room of a hotel in Luxembourg, you see this big ceramic stove. After Luxembourg, we were soon in the Netherlands. We entered in Maastricht. It was raining there, so we went on to Valkenburg. on the river Geul. And there you see this French mill. It is a water mill, and it is French because in 1800 a Frenchman built it here, and we knew, of course, in the Netherlands already since many years windmills, but this is then a water mill. Here you see also the effects of the climate change. Just as I'm making this video, they are talking about the situation in Italy with all these water floods in central Italy. In this city you find a church which had also these water floods, and you see, for example, a long time ago there was the biggest, the record of 40 centimeters. 2021 you see suddenly 1 meter and 20. Here a little bit more north in the city of Nijmegen we had a hotel, and there you saw also this combination of wind and solar power, of course on a much larger scale if compared to the small plants in South Switzerland along the highway. Still a little bit more north in the city of Hoogeveen we came to our brother, and he had a new house. He is very able to do things with his hands. He knows also much about energy because before his pension he was working in the horticulture where much energy is consumed. He even laid his roof tile after roof tile, and the result is very good. And here on the roof you see also a PV installation, but also a solar collector, a thermal collector. And in that tray is a spiral with HDPE plastic of 32 millimeters. That means high density polyethylene. This spiral itself, so the heating element, has itself already a capacity of 50 liter. This 50 liter is certainly enough for 5 showers. And as simple as the design is, it is also very safe, because if on a heat day you have a high pressure, this pressure goes just back into the water grid. This year, already in April, my brother got 100 degrees of water.